A few of you have put comments on the Kermode Uncut website recently asking what I thought about The Reader. It came out over the Christmas holidays and I was away, so I didn't get a chance to review it, but I have seen it, and I thought I'd redress that now by, giving you a little lecture about The Reader. Here's how the lecture goes. The film's out in cinemas already, so many of you will have seen it, and you'll probably know the story. If you don't, you might want to stop because there will be a few plot spoilers. But essentially, it's a big sort of Oscar contender. And the story is that Kate Winslet is an older woman who starts having an affair with a young boy. And she's a German woman, although this being the movies, she speaks English, but there's a German accent like that. And the young boy goes around to visit her, and as he is over at her apartment, he sees her through the open door. She is adjusting her stocking tops, and she says, "Oh, you'd like to see my stocking tops." And so after that, she's a bit stern, and she gives him a good scrub down in the bath, and then she gets him to sit in the bath and read Lady Chatterley's lover to her, and then afterwards they have the stumping, and then the schnapps, and then she sends him away, and they have a relationship which is based, and he comes around, she does the washing, and the reading, and then the stumping, and then the schnapps. And then things take a slightly different turn, and it becomes a film about Nazi war guilt.
It doesn't matter what I think. It doesn't matter what I feel. The dead are still dead.
Here's my problem. I think the film's very well made, I think it's very well acted, and I think its intentions are entirely honourable. But whenever I see a movie that wanders into this area, this slightly power-driven, sexy Nazi area, the kind of area that Max Mosley would run a mile from, I just think Tinto Brass. Why isn't Tinto Brass directing this movie? Tinto Brass famously directed a film called Salon Kitty.
Kameraden, remove your uniforms.
Which was a sort of sleazy take on a subject matter which art house filmmakers think was better addressed in The Night Porter. Now, many of the reviews of The Reader have referred to The Night Porter, but the film that you really should be referring to is Salon Kitty.
The men who come to Salon Kitty have fantasy.
If one of the girls doesn't work out, just let me know. After all, they're here for your...
Tinto Brass, as you probably know, is most famous for directing or taking his name off Caligula and for Salon Kitty, which was so heavily cut by the BBFC that their cuts list goes well over a page and includes such marvellous entries as remove the sight of a Gestapo officer throwing a sausage dart at a woman whose bottom has been made up to look like a dartboard. Now, come on. That's the kind of thing you want from exploitation filmmakers. Tinto Brass is the man about whom a leading film critic once said, "Where there's muck, there's brass." And he is indeed a sleazy filmmaker, although a classy sleazy filmmaker. Helen Mirren, for example, won't hear a word against Tinto Brass, and many people respect his cinematography. But what he does is sleaze. And when you start thinking about a film like Salon Kitty, you start thinking about Jess Franco movies, and you start thinking about all the other SS experiment camp movies, and all those strange night train movies, and an entire history of exploitation cinema. And I'm not saying that any of those films are good, and some of them, many people may find offensive, but here's the thing about them. They know what they are. They're exploitation films. They know what they're doing. They're there to exploit the subject matter. They know who their audience is. However, in the case of The Reader, it deals with a similar subject matter, but it's being shown to you for your consideration. It's an awards contender. It's a movie that says, take me seriously. I may be undressed and in a bath, but I'm doing it in the sake of art, not sleaze. Simple rule of thumb. When a movie comes to you saying it's for your consideration, ask what exactly it is you're being asked to consider. Tinto Brass would never presume to ask you to consider anything. He doesn't need to. He knows what he's doing, and he knows what you're doing too.